Whenever you chase someone, basically you are just handing them any shred of self-respect that you have for yourself, especially if this person dumped you for a really stupid reason. Do not chase after you have been dumped. Hi guys, my name is Christine Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how you must never chase someone after you have been dumped by them. Before we get into this video, please like and please subscribe. Thank you so much. So this video is quite specific and it's for a specific group of people. The group of people this video is targeted for are those people that have been dumped, and basically they have been dumped in a way that it wasn't actually their fault. As in, you got ditched for a reason like the person that you were with just weren't that interested in you anymore, or perhaps they even dumped you because they got bored of you. As long as it wasn't your fault, then you should never have to reach out to them and do something to try and get them back. If you know that this breakup, this split, wasn't your fault, and you didn't do anything like cheat or do anything else to disrespect the relationship, then there's nothing you need to do to get them back. If you start chasing them, then basically what this is going to do is just going to put them off you even more. So if you want this person back after they've dumped you, first of all, it's probably best to consider a few things like, do I even want this person back? And you might be watching this video thinking, well, yes, I do. But have you really actually weighed out the pros and cons of being with this person again, especially if they broke up with you for a silly reason? Now, the breakup may have been your fault, as in you could have been too needy, and basically you're way more invested in the relationship than what they were. Perhaps this happened at a beginning of a relationship, and because you were way more invested than they were, you were just coming on too strong too soon, basically. So that's a scenario where it could have been your fault. And if that's the case, then the best thing for you to do is to give them what they want, which is space. Because if you've been too needy and you've been too insecure and you've been just way more invested in the relationship than them, then obviously that's probably the reason that you got dumped. And if that's the reason that you got dumped, the worst thing that you could do at this point is start chasing them. So if that's you, then it's best to not actually do anything. You have to remain in what is called, popular on the internet, in no contact. And no contact is basically this technique that you can use to help reattract someone like a crush or an ex so that they begin to miss you. So another thing to consider as well is, were you two actually right for each other and were you compatible? Now here I'm not talking about how you feel about them and how attracted you were and how much passion there was between you two. I'm talking about if you two actually had the same kind of lifestyles, the same kind of likes. Did you value the same things? I talk about this all the time on my channel because I think it's so important. From my own experience, I was once in a relationship that was really, really toxic, and it was toxic because we valued different things. Like, I'm more of a stay-at-home kind of person, or doing family kind of stuff like going on walks, hiking, bowling. They were very much a nighttime kind of person, loved partying, drinking, smoking, doing any other kind of substance. Basically, they were into it. And because of that, our lifestyles clashed. And even though it was a very passionate relationship, it was a miserable one. There was a lot of emotions involved, and it can be really exciting at times. But ultimately, we were very wrong for each other. And because of that, we broke up. It didn't work out. Also, other things as well, they didn't really value monogamy, where I did, and they cheated on me. All this kind of stuff happened. Again, lots of fiery passion, but misery and obviously long-term unhappiness. So this is not the kind of person that you want to be in a long-term relationship with. So these are all things that you need to consider about this ex or this person that has dumped you. You know, were they even right for you in the first place? And I think sometimes we get so caught up in this feeling like, oh, they're the one, and I've never been so attracted to this person. We've had such a big connection, a strong connection with each other, and basically looking at the relationship with rose-colored glasses and not noticing the red flags. And we can get so caught up in this that we completely ignore any red flags that are there. You may not want to hear it, but I feel like I have to say it. And that is, there is someone out there for you. In fact, there's plenty of people out there for you that would be a good match for you, that you could spend your life with. Don't get so focused on the one, soulmates, because I personally don't believe in that stuff. Like, I think there is the one person you will spend the rest of your life with, the person that you pick, you know, the person who you'll be in the longest relationship with, or hope to be in the longest relationship with, right? But there are many people out there that you could date that could fit that category, that could fit that criteria, that you could live a happy, long life with and still have tons and tons of passion. But you need to also make sure that you have the same kind of values, you want the same things in life, that you live the same kind of lifestyles. Because if you don't, true, it might be very passionate, but it's also going to be very miserable, and at some point you'll probably end up divorced, if you do get married and stuff like that, and then of course, or you even have children as well. And then when that kind of stuff happens, it gets even more messier down the road. So you need to be very careful with the people that you pick to be with. And I don't think a lot of people give it that much consideration anymore. I feel like a lot of people don't actually take into account the things that could happen if it goes wrong, which is why it's so important that you pick someone who is actually right for you, and you're not focusing on, oh, they got, you know, nice abs, or they got a nice butt, or they got nice boobs. Those are things that are really stupid and that don't matter, right? What matters is if this person is good for you, right? This person is someone who you can be in a long-term relationship with the least amount of misery. Not enough people consider these things, and this is why there's so many divorces, so many unhappy marriages, because people are just not picky enough. Okay, now of course there's being overly picky and saying like, oh, they need to be exactly this, exactly that, they need to look exactly this way. You know, you don't have to have it exactly right, but as long as you choose someone who has those deal breakers, like for example, let's say you want to have children and they also want to have children, they like to go clubbing and you also like to go clubbing, and you like to have big parties and they like to have big parties, and they're great hosts and they love to have big, you know, they want a big family and all these kinds of things. You know, you have to really focus on what you want. And then when you go out on dates with people and you're trying to find someone to spend your life with, always have who you are and what you want in the back of your mind. So when you meet someone and let's say, oh, you find them really attractive, but then they tell you that, oh, I'm not really interested in having children, or yeah, I don't really like doing this kind of stuff, but you really love it, then you know that even though this person is really gorgeous, they're not right for you and you need to rule them out. Now that doesn't mean that you can't find someone super hot and spend the rest of your life with them. You can find someone who's gorgeous and you can have a passionate love affair and still be right for each other. You're not having to eliminate, oh, I've got to stick with someone really ugly now, or someone who's not or someone I'm not physically attracted to, just because they tick all the boxes when it comes to lifestyle and the things that I like. You can still find someone who you are attracted to, who has the same kind of lifestyle as you. But the thing is that a lot of people, they pick someone who there's a lot of passion with and they're hot, but they don't take into consideration all of the really important things like family values, the lifestyle, likes and dislikes, things that are really important, that are basically things that could fuel an argument if they weren't into alignment, or they could cause a breakup to happen. Not enough people consider these things. So really do consider these things. I made a video on how to attract the right person, where I go into an exercise on how you can actually do this. You know, basically I tell you to write down basically all of the kinds of things that you want in a partner, what your lifestyle's like, what you value in life and in love, and how to attract that kind of person into your life, and where to meet someone who might be able to match that criteria. So please go and watch that video. So why is it important that you don't chase after being dumped? Well, the first thing is that you might be chasing the wrong person completely. This might be someone who you're super attracted to, but they might actually ultimately be very, very wrong for you. And you might know that, but you're not focusing on it. You're not paying attention to the fact that they're completely wrong for you. Because you're too busy focused on your genitals, right? And right? And you're too busy focused on how you feel about them and all the emotions that you've invested. That's a complete illusion, and you're just looking at them with rose-colored glasses. You need to really look at the flaws. You need to really weigh out the pros and cons before you try and attract someone back into your life who may have been toxic for you. Now, it may be the case that this person is actually right for you, so they want the same things as you in life. They value the same things. You have the same kind of personality, so there's not going to be clashes later on. And that they also might be very, very attractive as well. So if you're trying to re-attract someone who you know is right for you, like really, and you're not BSing yourself, right? And the best way to know if you're BSing yourself is if you're focusing too much on how they look, focusing too much on the emotions. You know that there's been inconsistencies with their personality. So let's say you've had a lot of arguments, you've had a lot of clashes. You know that they live a completely different lifestyle to you, but you're thinking, oh yeah, but I know this is the one, and I've got this emotion, and they're really attractive, and I whenever I hear love songs, I've never felt this way about anyone before. This is all your brain is tricking you, and you're tricking yourself, and you're BSing yourself. If this person doesn't have the same values as you, and you know that there's going to be conflict, then, and you know it deep down, your brain might be saying, oh yeah, but they're also this, they're also that, right? Then you're BSing yourself, okay? So don't chase them. Don't chase them because they're not good for you anyway. So if this person is right for you, then the best thing for you to do is to go into no contact with them. And the reason you do that is because if you start chasing them, if you start sending them long apologies, even though it wasn't your fault, if you start sending them long love messages and being romantic about it, sending them gifts, basically what you're doing is you're just making them go further and further away from you. Each step you take, like as in writing a letter, sending them a gift, trying to post things on social media that are kind of a way to manipulate them to get a reaction out of them. So this could be like posting up quotes, stuff like that, basically anything to try and get a reaction out of them. This is all not going to work for you. The best thing for you to do is to not contact them at all in order to get them back. That's the only option that you have. Okay, messaging them, emailing them, calling them up, turning up at their doorstep, sending love letters, sending flowers is not going to do anything. Okay, actually it will do something. It will put them off you even further. The best thing for you to do is to not do anything. That's the only thing you can do to re-attract them. And if at some point they reach out to you, let's say in a month or in 2 months or in a year, 10 years, then you can say to them, oh, it's great to hear from you. When are you free to meet up? Ask that question, wait for them to respond. If they say, oh, I'm free this day, then make a date with them, arrange to meet up with them, and then try to get things back on track that way. But do not chase them. Ever. Right? As far as you're concerned, you're in no contact. Now, if you really do want them back and you're serious about getting them back, you will remain in no contact. That's the only option that you have. I know it's probably going against everything that you want to do. You probably feel like, oh, I need to apologize. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to show them how much I care about them. They already know how much you care. They already know. You don't need to do that, okay? The only thing that will do is make them want to be away from you, and you'll chase them off even further. So if you want them back and you're serious about getting them back, don't contact them at all. Wait for them to contact you. That's the only option that you have that will work. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that it will work definitely, but it's the only option that you have that has a chance of working. Sending the love letters, sending the long emails are not going to work. They're going to chase them away even further. Whenever you chase someone, basically you are just handing them any shred of self-respect that you have for yourself, especially if this person dumped you for a really stupid reason. So the best thing for you to do while you're not contacting them is to obviously work on yourself. I say this all the time in my videos. You can go and watch a playlist at the end of this video that will be up on a card, and it's basically like an essential video list. Go through those videos. That will really help you out with finding your purpose, how to design a good lifestyle for yourself. All of that kind of stuff will be put into those videos. Also on my channel, if you go to the playlist tab, there's a playlist called Positive Resources, and those are some things that personally help me with designing my own life, personal development, that kind of stuff. Really start getting into that kind of stuff because I think it's really, really crucial in order to help your mental health, to help you have a better lifestyle, to help you have a better life in general. There are plenty of resources out there that can help you have a better life, and that will ultimately make you a lot more happier, because obviously if you're really focused on this person that you've been dumped by, and that's what's kind of dominating your mind, then obviously you need to find more meaning in your life right now in other areas. Because if that's the only thing that is on your mind and it's your primary focus, obviously you need to start spending your time doing other things that bring you meaning. Because if you're just waiting around for this one person, it's gonna feel horrible, and the time's gonna go by really, really slowly. It's going to feel like watching paint dry, basically. So you need to have other things in your life that you're focused on, and other things that bring meaning in your life. Okay, so go and watch those things because they'll really help you. They've helped me. I mean, they may not help you, but I can only give you what I know and what's helped me. So if you would like help with me personally and you need help with a specific situation, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop. On there, I've got some coaching products, and I've also got some other materials. I've got a coaching workbook. I've got a PDF download for you that you can get for free. It's a dating manual. It's kind of like in the beta stages, but it'll be a useful free resource for you to have. And I shall talk to you guys again very soon. Goodbye, guys.